How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, and today I'm going to be covering one of my favorite movies that I've seen in a really long time, and it is my favorite animated movie of all time. You've seen by the title. Yes, I'm going to be covering Spider-Man Into the Spiderverse. I know I've covered Spider-Man Across the Spiderverse when it came out, but I think that it is the perfect moment to talk about Into the Spiderverse. I think it's an amazing movie and one that a lot of people did enjoy and a lot of people have enjoyed, and I think that's just a really good Spider-Man movie, and especially a really good Miles Morales movie. There's a lot of different ways that they could have gone about this movie, and I think that they went about it in the perfect way by doing the multiverse timeline with this Miles Morales. And so let's just get into the video. I think it's a really good movie, but spoiler warning is up ahead. And if you're new to the channel, why not hit the subscribe button? You're already here. You're already watching the video. I promise you're going to like it. And if you don't like it, then probably go watch another video that I have, and then go watch a different video that I have. Find one that you like, and then figure out if you want to subscribe or not. Like I always say, it's free. Why wouldn't you do something if it's free? I don't understand. And so let's just get into the movie, you guys. You guys don't have to do all that. Let's talk a bit about the Into the Spider-Verse. Like I said, spoiler warning is up ahead. You've been warned. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse basically just starts with a basic storyline of Spider-Man. A kid is set up by all of these big expectations that he doesn't know if he can actually fit into. He's sent into this super amazing private school, and he wants to live a life like his uncle Aaron, or he wants to just be himself, and his parents want him to be this guy that they really want him to be successful, and they really just are looking out for him and looking for the best from him. And that's like the vibe that I get from his parents, and that's like a really good vibe. But one day, while he's spray painting with his uncle, he gets bitten by a spider and becomes the new Spider-Man. But the issue with that, and you'll find out what the issue with that is if you watch Across the Spider-Verse, or if you just watch my video on Across the Spider-Verse, which is already out on my channel. You find out the issue that happens with the spider bite. But he gets bitten by the spider and then starts to realize all of these changes that his body is going through. And he decides to go and investigate because he killed the spider, and then he went back home like nothing happened. But the next day, he started sticking to everything. He started jumping higher. He started doing all of these, he grew and muscled and stuff like that. We've already seen these spider transformations before. You've probably seen all the other Spider-Man movies before. If you haven't, then you are literally living under a rock, and I am afraid for your safety. Rocks are pretty heavy. You don't want that to fall on you. But so he goes back, sees if the spider is alive. The spider is dead. And he's like, holy fuck, I'm Spider-Man now. Well, not really like that. He kind of goes and hears some fighting over in the distance, and it is Peter Parker fighting the Green Goblin. They start fighting until they fall into this super collider, and Miles somehow ends up falling in there, and Spider-Man ends up saving Miles and taking him to safety, and their spider senses kind of connect on some frequency wavelength level thing. And so they end up saying, oh, hey, you're just like me. If you want, I can show you the ropes. I can show you how to be Spider-Man. And then we all know what happens in the original Miles Morales timeline. He says that Peter Parker trains him a bit, or maybe in this one, he basically doesn't really that much. He tries to stop a super collider, but then dies. Yeah. And so the movie goes a lot into that, the whole death of Spider-Man, where a lot of people were, really heartbroken by it. But especially Miles, that he was given a flash drive to try to stop the collider, and asked by Spider-Man, hey, you need to stop this collider at whatever the costs. But since Miles was being chased by the Prowler, he ended up breaking it, and he just doesn't feel like he's cut out for the life of being a superhero. And not being cut out for the life of a superhero, it's very tough for you, especially when you feel like everything is just weighing down on you and you need to really be a hero. There was a like cameo from Stan Lee that was really nice. It's often referred to as one of the best cameos that he's done, and I think that it is. He does explain the good essence of what a Spider-Man is and what a Spider-Man should be. And so we then go into this movie that now you have a dead Peter Parker that, set this expectation on Miles that he doesn't feel like he's ready for. But then you also have a new Peter Parker that comes in, and just all of a sudden Miles finds him, and like in the graveyard site, they find each other, and Miles wants him to be the mentor so that they can go and stop the Super Collider. This guy just wants to get back home and get back to his really depressing life. In all honesty, he's in his mid 40s and he lost everything, and is now just relying on being Spider-Man. So, Miles kind of pulls on his emotional strings, and he ends up helping him. They go to an Alchemax site to actually fix, to get like the hard drive back and actually fix it. And then they go from there. They find out that there's another Spider Woman following them, like another Spider Woman trying to follow them and trying to do the same thing, trying to get a flash drive to go back home. And so you get this part in the movie where now you have 3 Spider people that are constantly trying to, understand what is going on. And once they do understand what's going on, it's pretty like they always understood that, okay, someone opened a portal from the multiverse and we need to shut it down and stuff. But that like type of interaction is what I'm saying when it comes to going on. Like, you have all these different types of spider people. You have, or like not even people, spider things. You have the spider pork, or spider ham. I think that's what they call them. Yeah, spider ham. Then you have Spider-Man Noir, and you have the tech Spider-Man. That they all meet up later when they decide to go to Aunt May and ask her for help. And so they go over there, and they end up meeting everyone, and everyone just starts bombarding Miles with all of these different types of expectations. And are you ready to fight under pressure? Are you ready to hack something while under pressure? Are you ready to do this? Would you do that? Would you do this? And so they really just fall into this category, like into this thing where they're pushing too much on Miles, and they all have an issue, which is if one of them stays, they're gonna die. If all of them stay, they're gonna die. But if one of them stays, he's gonna die. And so they need someone to shut off the collider and still beat Kingpin in a fight. You obviously have these stakes that need to be resolved with. And so Miles Morales, he's like, yo, I can do it. I can stay here because this is my world. You guys have to leave. If not, you guys will die painful deaths. And after everyone really pressures him a lot and bombards him with everything, he goes and tries to find his Uncle Aaron and ask him for advice. You have a family member that you trust in and that you want him to help you with all of these things, and really just try to get someone that understands you to be able to help you in these situations. And it turns out, funnily enough, you know how Uncle Ben was that first Spider-Man where he dies and it's his canon event. Yeah, well, now we have Uncle Aaron, which is actually the Prowler. Yeah. We have Uncle Aaron being the Prowler. Obviously, if you already knew comics, you would already know that Uncle Aaron was supposed to be the Prowler. But it was a nice little twist for most people that didn't know. And so now now the Prowler starts to follow this Spider-Man back to the other Spider-Man. After it was realized that Uncle Aaron is the Prowler takes every villain to the Aunt May's house, and then they just start fighting there, where then Uncle Aaron dies in an Uncle Ben moment for this Spider-Man, for Miles Morales. And so that gives him the sense of less and less that he can do it. Everyone just decides to go and tell him hey, you're not going to do this. They trap him in his room. He can't even talk to his dad, which is on the other side of the door. If you've seen the scene, you know what I'm talking about. It's really hard for me to go into too much depth and not waste 10 hours of your times, because I could talk about the movie for so long. It's such an amazing movie. You just hear Peter Parker say, "Don't worry, Miles, it's just a leap of faith." Like, you'll know when you're doing good. It's just a leap of faith. You just got to do all of these things. Like, you're not going to know that you're Spider-Man until you just take that leap of faith and you realize that you are Spider-Man. And that's what ends up happening. He takes that leap of faith, finds out he's Spider-Man. Then he goes, meets everyone in the Super Collider. They go, and he goes and stops the Super Collider. And something that I found to be really interesting, because I can talk about the fight scenes and the individual aspects of these fights, but something that I found to be super interesting is the fact that the dad of Miles Morales, the cop, Captain Morales, now he's Captain Morales, but he wanted Jeff, that was his name, Jeff Morales. He hated Spider-Man because he saw Spider-Man at the scene where Uncle Aaron died, and so he put out an APB for Spider-Man. But in this, like, in the end, he ends up in the Super Collider where he sees his son, but he doesn't know it's his son, but he sees Spider-Man fighting against Kingpin, and he actually starts to root for Spider-Man. He's like, "Come on, get up, Spider-Man, get up." And you feel this whole, like, emotional, it pulls on your heartstrings a bit, because it shows that, like, even though he doesn't know it's his son, like, yet, because I don't know what's going to happen in Beyond the Spider-Verse once we actually do get a release date for that, because they said that it's coming, like, they don't know when it's coming out. But the movie, like, you just feel a lot of goosebumps when it comes to that. Obviously, Spider-Man ends up winning, and they save the multiverse. Or did they? In the cameo, you see, in the end credit scene, you see Oscar Isaac as Spider-Man 2099. What got me really excited for the next movie, and the next movie delivered. So if you're planning on watching just a few movies just to, like, pass time, and you want, like, a really good movie that you haven't watched before, then definitely watch these movies. For me, this Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse movie, for me, it's an 8.9 out of 10. Easily an 8.9 out of 10. It's a really good movie. It has everything there, and everything that I just really liked in a Spider-Man movie. I liked it more than the other Spider-Man movie, like Across the Spider-Verse. Across the Spider-Verse was great. It was amazing. I really loved it. I didn't know if they could make a movie better than Across the Spider-Verse, but I rewatched this movie, and it's just, if you put them together, it's an easy 10 out of 10, like, duology so far. But putting, like, it's just, they're so good. They're just so good together, and there's so much about this movie that you didn't realize that come up in this movie, and it all just makes sense. And I really like both of these movies. I just got blown out of the park by these movies, and I think that they're really, like, on the same level of greatness. But obviously, that's my opinion, and you guys might have different opinions, and I always welcome discussion down in the comment section below, where you can put your opinion, what you guys think about the movies. I also think that you guys should just hit the like button, show some love for the channel. Hit the subscribe button, like I already said at the beginning. Like I said, it's free. You're showing me support, and I would love to see what you guys think. And I'd love to get the support from each and every one of you. Thank you, everyone, for watching. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. And if you have, put it down in the comments below. And if there's anything that you guys want me to improve on, also put it down in the comments below. Thank you, everyone, for watching. I'll see you all in the next video. Peace out.